Well, it's Uncommon Fossil Day, looking to have some fun with Medicham EX. It's got two attacks. The primary one this one's focused on is the first attack for 2 colorless energy, so pay for it with a double turbo. That's very nice. In Chiatsu is the name of the attack, and you put damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon until its remaining HP is 50, and if it's a big HP Pokemon, it's a lot of damage counters to place, which is nice, but we're coming up 50 short, so would like to take the knockout every turn. Yes, you could play it with the Dusknoir, Clops. You only need to play Dusclops to get the knockout the following turn, but then you're a turn behind. So I want to get the knockout the turn I use the attack, or in between turns, so special conditions can make this happen. So primarily Poison, which is the one with the most flexibility right now. It's pretty simple to do. Brute Bonnet has the Toxic Patter ability. Once during a turn, if this Pokemon has an Ancient Booster Energy Capsule attached, make both active Pokemon poisons, or poisoning ourselves as well. Not ideal, but getting the opponent's Pokemon poison is important. That does 1 damage counter, 10 damage. We need to get 4 more damage counters placed by the poison, so we play Radiant Hisuian Sneasler. This, during Pokemon Checkup, puts 2 more damage counters on your opponent's poison Pokemon, so it goes from 1 to 3 damage counters, and then we play the Stadium to boost the damage counters even further. So this is a stage. So Medicham, we also play the Fighting Energy in the deck, so we can use Yoga Kick, hits for 190, doesn't hit for weakness or resistance. That's unfortunate because Fighting Weakness is a nice one to hit for, but we do have that attack as well as an option. So playing, it's a 4-4 line because this is all we're attacking with, and then we're playing a 2-2 Bibarel line and 1 Skwovet just as a simple engine to get things going. I decided to slap in a Cleffa in the deck. I've kind of been in and out with this, but Grasping Jaw lets you draw the F7 cards on hand for no energy, so if you go second, it generally is how you want to end your turn. It does have free retreat, which is nice as well, which can help with the energy powering up. Having a pivot can be nice as well. Energies for double turbo because that does pay for the first attack, like I said, so that's important there. And then 4 basic fighting energies, which we can use the second attack, or 2 basic fighting energies, and we can use the first attack. All right, so getting things going. All right, partly we're playing Gutsy Pickaxe. It's a nice little item card, good for these fighting decks. You reveal the top card of your deck. You put it. If it's a fighting energy card, you attach it to one of your edge Pokemon. If it's not a fighting energy, you put it in your hand. So it gets through the deck a little quicker, right? It shortens the deck, and it does accelerate energy potentially. You can't play it, say you have a Pokemon on the bench, so just keep that in mind. If you only have an active Pokemon, you can't play this item, and you'll be sad. Hopefully that doesn't happen too often. The other thing to make the poison work is we're playing 4 copies of Perilous Jungle. This is a Stadium. During Pokemon Checkup, put 2 more damage counters on each poisoned non-darkness Pokemon. So hopefully it's not a darkness Pokemon. If it's like Charizard EX, this doesn't help. But for most Pokemon aren't going to be darkness type. So therefore, we're putting 2 more damage counters on. That gets us to the magic 5 damage counters with the Stadium and the Radiant Hisuian Sneasler and the Brute Bonnet with the tool. It's a lot of pieces, right? So we're playing 2 copies of the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule. We need that for sure. And then the other thing I'm going to say is I've gone for the A-Spec, the very underwhelming Dangerous Laser. Both yours and your opponent's active Pokemons are burned and confused. We're not really confused. What we don't want isn't here, but for burned, because this puts at the end of the turn, it puts 2 damage counters on. So therefore, if we're in a spot where we can only put 3 damage counters with poisoned, we play the Dangerous Laser, and we still get the knockout. So it helps us get an extra knockout with the deck. We're playing Colress's Tenacity, 4 copies of this, because you search for a Stadium, which we need Perilous Jungle, and an Energy, which gets us the double turbo, so very good here. Playing 4 Arven, and just looking at it, and 4 Atrocious. Yeah, no gusting in the deck, just because of deck space and such. So, I mean, Atticus, sorry. So 4 Atticus, sorry for getting that. I said Atrocious, and maybe this card's a bit atrocious, and this deck is definitely atrocious, but it can be a ton of fun, too. Atticus, what it does, you can only use this if your opponent's active Pokemon's poison, and we're doing that a lot, so that makes Atticus viable. You shuffle your hand in your deck, draw 7 cards, so that's very good as a supporter, right? As long as our opponent's poisoned, and like I said, that happens enough. Okay, getting through the rest of the trainers here. 4 Ultra Ball, it's a stage 1, and it's just really good, right? 2 Buddy-Buddy Poffins, 1 Hisuian Heavy Ball, 2 copies of Night Stretcher. Night Stretcher is just awesome, the way it gets back a Pokemon or basic energy, so I'm just loving this card more and more. It's just so good for so many decks. 1 copy of Super Rod, just to help make things flow a little bit. 3 Nest Balls, and the rest of the cards I believe I've all mentioned. So that's the list. It's a fun deck, and the fun of the deck is when you get the knockout from the Medicham EX. It's a deck that I'm not expecting to win a lot of games, but I am looking to win in terms of the fun level, right? So let's go take a look at the deck in action and see what it can actually do. All right, let's see what happens here. Hopefully I go first and get a good start, because, you know, unfortunately, we're in a state where getting to go first for a lot of these decks is just kind of almost a win condition. There are obviously our go second decks, which maybe are an advantage in that sense, but we'll see what happens here. So I'm going second, so I need a good start, and I might just if things don't go well, I may just concede, because it's not a great spot to be in a lot of time. Okay, so let's see what I'm up against here. Sorry, I'm. This is a fun deck potentially. Things have to go well though, right? That I will say that. So okay, Charizard. They have a Dusk. I mean, they shouldn't have benched those cards down, but I know they were going to play them no matter what. But they should, they shouldn't have played them, because they should have seen what I was up against. I mean, look, if I had Snorlax down, maybe they rethink the Rotom V situation. I don't know. Obviously Duskull would be fine then. Who knows, right? If I had an RSV in play, then maybe they don't want the Duskull, right? I just, again, those are pretty safe cards that they were going to play. All right, hopefully I'll play the Heavy Ball, I guess. And hopefully I get a Pokemon in play so I can play Gutsy Pickaxe, right? What do I got? Okay, I got some guys here. I have to get, well, what do I need? I have the tool. I'll grab the Brute Bonnet, I guess. I'm not certain. Since I have the tool, that's what I'm thinking. I'll play a Gutsy Pickaxe, see what I draw. Or Atticus, which actually I can play that this turn now, right? No, I cannot. Did I play a support already? Oh, no, we're not poison. So I can poison? Let's think. What do I want to do then? Do I want to try to retreat or something? I think I'll do that. I think I will. I'm just going to play Atticus first. Okay, we'll see what we do here. Maybe I should. Okay, that's not terrible. I didn't hit energy, which is unfortunate. But let me get down another Meditite. I will Gutsy Pickaxe again, and I'll slap down my Stadium. Oh, that's good too, right? So now I'm to 3. I'll do this. Now, this all probably goes terribly wrong next turn. Probably goes terribly wrong. It's because they use Rotom V. They have a nice size hand. I do get, if they just end turn, now I do get knocked out, but I'm okay with that. Yeah, so we'll see. But they're probably going to take some prizes with the Duskull, right? That's probably what happens. So if they knock out my active, say with a Dusclops, I think I set up the Radiant Hisuian Sneasler. I have Night Stretcher to get him back, because I do need him back, but I don't. If both my Meditites, right? Is that what it is? Yeah, Meditites get knocked out, then I can't do anything, right? So we'll see what happens. They might not be able to, if they can't evolve the Charizard, it gets knocked out. We both get knocked out, actually. It's a bit awkward. Okay, dropping in the X. So I guess they're going to get a Dusclops or a Dusknoir. No, another Charmander. So they're playing, I guess they're playing this Charmander goes down this turn, and then we'll see what happens. I might just be able to pull the big knockout off, though, which I like that a lot, I will say. I like that a lot. I might use Colress Tenacity, because that gets me, then I'm knocked out, they're knocked out, so each give up a prize. Yeah, I mean, I like that. Okay, so I'll take a knockout here. They choose first, so which I believe is correct. I will take a simple knockout. And I got the energy too. Well, that's very nice. So might as well do this. Do I use Night Stretcher? I think I do, right? So they're getting 5 on them. Which does mean, look, I use my attack and they get knocked out. So that's good there. I'm going to get a Meditite on the bench because I need him for next turn. And then I'll use the Atticus, which is, Atticus, like I said, is very nice here. I think in my intro, I called it. All right, well, this is actually nice too. Get down Bidoof, get down Skwovet. I have a nice hand here. I have a knockout coming. So I will, boom. I only put 1 damage counter on, right? But that's all I need here. So this is good. So boom, 2 turns, 2 knockouts. Now, this is, obviously not a very satisfying knockout. So we'll see what happens. I've taken 4 damage, 4 remaining. Taken 2 prizes. So now, let's see, Charizard EX does. So planning on taking something out with a Dusknoir. If they take me out with a Dusknoir, they could make it so I can't attack next turn, which I'm not excited about that, I will say. But that's the risk I run. I will say that because they can take a Charizard. Let's think. If they use Dusknoir, they can knock out, say, the Meditite, which I don't like that. But then that of course they knock themselves out. That's 3 prizes, so that's 10. So that's extra 60, 180 plus 60. Ooh, that's not good. So I have to get rid of 1. Let's see what do I have on my. What's in my hand? So I'll get rid of Skwovet. I'll do that. I like Skwovet, but yes, Skwovet's the guy to ditch. Now they got rid of the stadium partly because they want to get rid of the stadium. Right, I don't want to get rid of the Brute Bonnet or the Sneasler. I need both of those for next turn. Don't want to give the Meditite. Could have given up the Bidoof, saying I have another Bidoof, but I can evolve him next turn, right? And I play I have another Night Stretcher, and I have a Rod as well. So my opponent's being slow, thinking things through. Right, trying to figure out what they're going to do. Obviously, they'd like to get the Pidgeot EX evolved. This is a type of thing where the fact that the Yoga Kick does not hit for weakness is very bad. So what did they grab, by the way? Should pay attention. Just the Ultra Ball, no tool. So anyway, so this game's going all right. Look, I got a knockout, only a 60 HP Duskull, but getting the Medicham knockout's nice. I still haven't used my A spec, which helps a lot too, because that gives an extra 20. Because I need you have to have Brute Bonnet with the tool, or else they're not poisoned, which means you can't get the knockout. But with the A spec, I either have my Stadium or the Hisuian Sneasler. Obviously, I want to save them both if I can. No gusting in the deck. You need gusting in a deck to be a good deck, but I just I needed supporters to get things going. So Arven's good because I have the tool, which is important. The Colress's Tenacity is important because I need the Stadium and need special energy. And Atticus is just really good in this deck because it's a poison. I have to be poisoning. If I'm not poisoning, I'm losing. Atticus, if you need the tools to make the poison happen, Atticus is no good, right? That's the downside. So see what they do here. See what they do with the energy, right? If they're not going to use the Duskull this turn, then they'll attach an energy to Duskull and retreat it, which is what it looks like here. Which means they're going to have it for next turn. But, if I can, look, I'm probably going to lose the game just because that's how this deck, it's not a great deck. But if I can one-shot a Charizard EX, I'll feel good about that, right? I've got to hit the energy, though. I've got to hit the energy, which I don't know if I will. So, yeah, got to hit the energy. What are they going to take out? Oh. Ooh, well now, okay, so that makes my life much... Okay, fortunately I have Brute Bonnet, and I've got the tool. I mean, I have Ultra Ball and I have the tool, so I should be able to get another Brute Bonnet back. So, it's a smart play on their part, because if I can't get them poisoned, it all falls apart. I can't use one of my top supporters, and I cannot one-shot them. They don't know the A-Spec because I haven't flashed that yet, but the A-Spec doesn't do enough. It have to be poisoned in one boost of 20 more, plus the A-Spec, to make that happen. But smart play, like I said, smart play by my opponent. Being a little slow here, hopefully things speed up. They're not going to use the Dust Skull this turn, I'm pretty certain, right? So they blow me up easily. They'll one-shot me next turn with the Medicham. So, you know, that is what it is as well. Okay, Colress Tenacity. I don't need that, though, right? So let me... All right, let me make sure I've got the Brute Bonnet. Because if I don't have Brute Bonnet, then... Well, I'm not sure what I do then, right? But I do have Brute Bonnet. So, unfortunately, I can't... I need to... I still might get Bibarel, right? I may get Bibarel because I still have my plays to make, so... Attach my tool, poison us both. That's okay. So I have knockout here. That's very nice. So, and now I can play, I'll use my Atticus now. You know, shuffle in, draw 7. Amazing, amazing. A-Spec, amazing, right? So I will, all right, I'll evolve this guy. That's the key there, right? So I will ditch, what do I want to ditch? I'll get rid of this, and I'll keep the rod in case they knock out this other Brute Bonnet. Then I've got to get him back, right? Although, actually, it doesn't matter. I'm out of tools then, right? I am out of tools. So, let me think. What do I keep? I think this is okay. I'm in a ton of trouble, but I do have my other attack as well. So let's just kind of get things going here. So get a second attacker set up here. And I do have the fighting energies as well that I could potentially use. So, yeah, since I only have 2 tools. So this is a case where the only 2 tools could ruin my day. But, wait, didn't I... Oh, why does it only say 3? Oh, because they're darkness type, that's right. So I needed the A-Spec. I forgot about that. So this part's unfortunate. Now, right, because they're dark. That's the one thing. Charizard's darkness, so my stadium doesn't do any good for them. Yeah, so, you know, it puts more on me. So I guess I should have saved the stadium, although open at the bench was still right. So now... They can take out the Bibarel. They could take out the Sneasler as well, right? Those are their options there. I will take them out. As this turn ends, they are going to get knocked out. So that's the good look. So that's the good news. I'm down to 3 prizes. Now the thing is, if I can take 2 prizes, then they can't use another Dust Snore, even if they get one in play, because they'll lose the game, probably, right? Because at this point, I'm going to knock out their Pokemon. I don't know what they're going to do. Are they going to... They could take the prize here. I don't know if that... You know, I'm not sure. They need to get another basic down. The question is, can they afford to not take a prize this turn? I'm not sure. Okay, so they can... 1, 2, 3... They need 1 more energy. So they don't have enough energy to attack this turn, right? So they're going to knock out my active... And I knocked them out though too, so this is good, right? So at this point they go to 1 prize, and I have 1 prize. I need to get a knockout this turn. That's what needs to happen. It's fairly straightforward. I have Brute Bonnet down. That's the good thing. They didn't take that guy out. Oh no! I lost. Oh, because they took out the Sneasler. I didn't get the knockout, right? So that part's not good. So what do I do here? I'm going to lose the game. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to lose. Okay, so, right? I forgot. They because they took out my Radiant, so they're going to take me out this next turn. I guess I just got to take the knockout though, right? So let me get back the Radiant and the Skwovet, and I guess that's probably it, right? Yeah, the Radiant and the Skwovet. Not that those really matter. I can grab the Skwovet back. I'm going to lose, but let me see what I can do here, right? Let me just see what I can do. Colress Tenacity. Do I want to do that? Let me do this. Let me see if I can make any plays here. Well, maybe I can I make this work, right? That's kind of the question here, right? Let me see. All right, so I'll drop him down, get some more damage going, which is what I want happening. And they do get knocked out at the end of their turn. So do they win the game, right? That's kind of the question right here, right? I'll just attack, I guess, right? There's no reason. I will just end turn, actually, right? So end turn. I take 2 prizes. They need a knockout, so they probably look. They're going to win because they have Pidgeotto and they just need a boss, right? And they win. So they can't take out my active, but they can take out one of my guys on the bench, right? So that's as I see what's happening. Send up the Pidgeotto because that's their pivot. They just need a gusting card, and they have game. And I don't think they've even played boss yet, have they? No. They can't use counter catcher because they're tied, but they must have boss in deck, right? So that's going to give them game. So, right, the Charizard, Radiant Charizard's all set to attack. So we'll see. You know, the fact that they took out the Radiant Hisuian Sneasler, that was a huge play by them. Huge play. Very smart play. I wasn't thinking through all the numbers. So good job on my opponent. Probably going to come up short here. I'm surprised. All they need is boss. If they have boss in deck, they just win the game. They can boss up anything on the bench, and they one-shot everything on the bench. They just don't. The only thing they just don't one-shot my active Pokemon because I have 50 HP 10 HP too much. And they haven't played an A-Spec, have they? So they probably play, or if they play, you know, the gusting A-Spec, Prime Catcher. That finishes me off too, because then, because they switch themselves and me, and it doesn't matter. So they're, you know, I imagine they grab like a boss. Yeah, so they have boss. It's game, so I'll let them take the knockout as long as they go quickly with it. They didn't need to play the Pheasantipity, so. Getting a little slow here, but anyway. So hopefully they hurry up and take the knockout. Others, I will hit concede because I'm getting a little tired of this turn here, so I'm just going to give up. They have knockout. They are being real slow at the end. Maybe they were annoyed at me. I don't know. Which yes, I was playing things out on my turn, just taking a knockout, partly for the sake of a knockout. I'm guilty of that, but hey, got a close game with this up against Charizard EX, which is not the best matchup because it's darkness type, right? If I had drawn into the A-Spec, then I could have taken the knockout, I will say, but had some fun with Medicham EX that game for sure. All right, see what happens here. 0-2 with the deck as I'm recording a gameplay for the video, but having fun, and that's really what counts here. Came close up against a Charizard EX deck. I'm sure I'll leave that in. That game went on a bit. The fact that their darkness makes things really rough. Was able to, to have some fun though. All right, going first, which is generally good. Now I need to assume when your opponent wants to go second, they're probably taking a knockout on their turn. So we'll see what happens here. Getting a mulligan, that's good. So it's. Okay, so it's a Roaring Moon deck, I assume. So they'll probably take the knockout. Now, it's an ancient deck. If they play this ancient booster energy capsule, I can't poison them, and my deck does not work. And they may play that because it is actually pretty good. So what do I want to do? I need to get another basic down, and I guess I need to get, I don't want to tip my hand about Brute Bonnet, because that really is bad for me. So I'm going to, what do I get rid of? I'll get rid of an energy and a stretcher. I want to get a Bidoof down. That's what I want to do. I just don't want to show my hand here, because the Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, if they attach that, I lose the game. Straight up. That's what happens. So, we'll see what happens here. Hearing some funny sounds outside, kind of causing me to pause a little bit, possibly. So it's probably, let's see, is it, so, all right, I'm going to concede. That ruins my game. So I'm going to concede, right, because they got the tool. I can't poison them. I can't knock them out. I can't knock them out at all. So it's just not worth it. So, right, that is, look, it's a deck. It's a fragile deck in a lot of ways, but that is a game ruiner there for sure. All right, let's see how things go here. Yeah, 0 for 3 or whatever it is, trying to record gameplay. I don't know that I'm going to get a win for this video. I'm really not. I'm not having. I used to want to have wins, but because the winning shows the deck working, right, and setting up. And I know first, and I'm reducing my standards on that. So I'm just, because I just trying to record a lot, game over game after game, trying to get some optimal games to show the deck working. I was getting frustrated by that. So I'm not recording as many games, but also this is a very sketchy deck. Everything has to go perfect, and then it's like I might win. I'm first, right? So, all right, I'll send up the Cleffa. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. We'll see what happens here. Drop down Meditite, sorry. All right, so, okay. I mean, not terrible. Not terrible. Okay, got the A-Spec's really good, because that helps me take a knockout, right, for sure. So let's see. Okay, Buddy-Buddy Poffin's actually pretty nice there, right? So I'll drop down a Bidoof, and I will, let me think, what do I need? Wait. So one Brute Bonnet's prized, and my Sneasler's prized, assuming my Radiant is prized. Okay. My Heavy Ball, and I play a Heavy Ball too. My Heavy Ball looks like it's prized too, so this is gonna be a challenge, let us say. A big challenge. Okay, so just making those plays. And let me do this. So now they know I'm planning on a poison strategy and end turn. So it's not, I can evolve next turn. That's good. I have free retreat on the Cleffa if they don't knock it out. I'm okay with that as well. Let's see. Is it a Charizard deck? Which again, Charizard's not good because does Charizard play Radiant Greninja these days? I don't think it does. It definitely doesn't play Water Energy. So this is maybe Palkia Goldingo, or just Palkia, right? There's a Palkia deck out there, as well as the old Goldinga Palkia deck. And again, either of those decks is better than this deck, right? This is very much, this is a meme deck, right? I guess, to be fair. It's not a rogue deck. It's not good enough to be a rogue deck. It's a meme deck. And, maybe I can get a knockout this turn. It's not great, though. It's not great at all. So we'll see what happens. I guess I want to take the knockout. The problem is I'm not that thrilled not taking out one Duskull, though. I will say that. So if they don't get another Duskull down, at least it takes, so if I do all this work to take one Duskull, that's not really good, right? It's not very good. So, how do I want? So I don't think I want to play the Dangerous Laser for Duskull. I just don't know that I do. So I think I will attach the energy, and hopefully I get a tool. If not, I will just use my Cleffa. It's probably going to go really badly for me here, though, I will say, right? Probably goes very badly. I can use Bibarel. I don't know why he's not highlighted. He should be, of course, right? The highlighting of this stuff is inconsistent, I would say. All right, so I can poison them, and I guess I do that, right? Problem is I get poisoned, and it's not good for me, right? All right, so I grab the tool. I have Brute Bonnet, right? What else do I want? I don't have my Sneasler. If I had my Sneasler, things would be different too. I don't have energy either. An item. What do I want to grab for next turn? That's a good question. Maybe I grab my Skwovet here. I think I'll just snag a Skwovet. It's not good. It's not really good, right? But it's okay. In fact, I'm going to actually, since I'm going to draw to 7 with this. Ooh, I think I keep these cards though, right? I think I keep these cards because I need my I need Dangerous Laser to take a knockout, right? Which it's not ideal, right? It is not ideal, but we'll see how things go. Things are going to go badly, is what I would say. Fortunately, they can't one-shot the Brute Bonnet with like a Dusknoir. That's what I mean. So they're going to evolve probably into Dusknoir. They grab the rare candy, so I'm guessing that's the play. Into Dusknoir, probably be active, and they can take out the Bibarel, which I don't love. We'll see what happens. Getting Iono out here. Just took a drink and swallowed it. Kind of funny. Okay, so Atticus is good. I have a fighting energy, so this is not bad. Let's see, what's their energy situation? They have 3 water energies, so they could attack with Greninja, they can attack with Palkia. They have a lot of options. I obviously don't know what they hit off their Iono. So we'll see. I mean, I assume they're going to use Dusknoir. So we'll see. Now, I only get the knockout if I use Dangerous Laser. Well, actually, that's not true. I do have, since I attached fighting energy, I could use Yoga Kick for 170. So that can knock out anything except the Palkia at this point in time. See what they slap down. They slapping another Duskull, or how they work in another Palkia. Okay, so yeah, an interesting question. How do I work this? We'll see what they do. Obviously, their turn is not done. They're going to use Dusknoir, and they do get a prize. It's looking like, I'm wondering if they can't attack with if they don't have the access to the V-Star. That's what it's looking like to me, and that's very nice for me. So they're probably doing this. I imagine. Okay, so they take that knockout, which makes sense. That's a solid play by them. If I'm lucky, I get my Radiant Pokemon, right? I got a double turbo, or the Hisuian. Oh man, what's the ball, right? The guy to search out a basic for the prize cards, right? It's Hisuian, right? I'm pretty sure it's a Hisuian something. So anyway, I'm not going to worry about it at the moment. So this is what I got to work with. Send a Palkia. It searches for a stadium, right? Which is fine. Getting back. Okay, see what they do. I mean, again, my opponent's being really slow. Like, I think they didn't hit good cards, but they're being really slow too, which is part of just where, especially you're playing these kind of sketchy-ish decks, it gets old, right? It gets old. Things taking so long. So they had the Palkia. They're down. They used a lot of time this turn. This is partly where I'm finding the state of the TCG not a lot of fun. My opponent, they're taking a lot of time. I assume they're thinking. I assume they're not just slow playing, but it's a long turn. And if I look at the game log, they've done a lot of actions probably. Actually, not a lot. They did. I mean, look at that. That's a lot of actions. And in the worst deck to go up against is in all this thinking, and then they make a move, right? I honestly, I'm now starting to wonder if they're slow play because, they didn't need to think that long about the Night Stretcher, right? They're thinking things through, what blah blah blah, but it's just not, I mean, they're thinking. I get it, I really do. But so what do I want to do here? I'll send up the I got the Radiant. That's really good. So I will send up my basic guy. I think I'll send him up. So we'll see what they do here. Obviously they have the knockout if that's what they want to do. I assume they're going to take the knockout. I don't think I want them to. I'm concerned about the level of damage they'll do to my EX, right? So I'm probably taking one knockout this game. Well, I've already taken 2 prizes, but 2 prizes on there. Their turn is just grinding on. The sense to me is this game, their turn just is grinding on endlessly. That's how it feels. And Pokemon, by the nature of it, is not very interactive. When there's one player's turn, it's their turn. You kind of sit back and chill when it's their turn, right? That's kind of the dynamic of Pokemon. All right, so they didn't power up any energy on the Radiant Greninja, so that's okay. So doing 220, if I fill up my bench, they do one-shot me, so I just want to be careful of that. But they have another Duskull there, so okay, so not terrible here. I do want to poison, and then I will. Do I use the Gutsy Pickaxe? Let me see what I hit off this. Okay, Nest Ball. Nest Ball is pretty good, actually, right? I mean, I need a Metamite. Well, if they knock out my active, I could survive, I guess, maybe, probably not. I'll just drop down him. I will poison here. I'm damaging myself, so now the problem is they can now finish me off with. I do need to hit the stadium, so but I have the possibility of that for sure. And then there is the A spec as well. But do this. I will give me the stadium, and I'm a happy camper. I missed the stadium. That is stinky. Okay, so give me the stadium, please. Oh, that's awesome. So I do have the knockout here. Very nice. I think now that they can finish me off pretty easily. I think I want to slap down a Bidoof. At this point, they do 240 if they to me. No, I'm not going to slap that guy down. So I'm going to just use my first attack. Because at this point, I think they don't. Well, they might. They might win. So, but we'll see what happens. So anyway, I take the knockout. I'm just trying to think through. If they can't bench another Pokemon and they use their Dusknoir, right? Because they need to do that to win this turn. They need to take 3 prizes, which they can do, I think. But I think because of the 3 poison on me, I'm going to get knocked out anyway, right? But if they only have 3, I don't know. I think they get me. I'm pretty sure they get their damage plus another 30 more for poison, right? So they'll have to do 200 to quote one to win the game. So yeah, Hisuian Heavy Ball. That's the card I was trying to remember. So grab the Dusknoir. Doesn't matter. They don't need that. So they're going to get their V-Star. They need an energy. But, if they have an Earthen Vessel, they'll get that. Or they could get something to use the Dusknoir. Obviously, they want to win this turn, right? If they can't attack. If they attack with Palkia this turn, then, and just Palkia, and don't take a prize, then I can win on my turn, right? Especially, and if they could attack with a single prizer, I can't win. I don't play any gusting; they don't know that, so they could retreat and just send up like a Dusknoir on the active, and I can't win the game either. But they send up the Palkia. I mean, they're assuming they're planning on winning the game. So what did they grab? So do they have? Okay, so Night Stretcher. Let's see, they have not used Mew-EX yet, right? What did they grab? So they're gonna take a knockout 1, 2, 3. I guess. Pheasantippity's nice. So, because they're gonna knock out one of my Pokemon as well, right? Which means that the bench goes down by 2. And all the math and the 30 poison that gets added in, it starts to just get. I think I'm not actually sure if the Pheasantipity helps a lot. That means they have 4. Without the Pheasantipity, they might not have had it though. The knockout, that is. So they're gonna. I don't know if they're gonna hit. The Radiant. No, okay. I mean that's fine. The Radiant Hisuian Sneasler would have been bad for me. Obviously if they win the game this turn, well, it doesn't matter. So we'll see what happens here. They probably win. They do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 140 plus. I think they're at 200 right now. And now they definitely have it. I think they had it without dropping down that Duskull. I think they were on the number. So hopefully they do make their attack soon. So 220 is. So they didn't need that either. So, it's fine. I'm just gonna say I'm glad I'm kind of done recording. My opponent played fine. The turns just feel really long to me. I don't know. Maybe I just need a break from the TCG. Whether it's just that I'm frustrated with things, it's just really my issue. Or if it's actually the state of the game where turns have just gotten really long. Either way, I'm not liking it, and I might just need to take a break a little bit from things, right? I've been, I find it frustrating. Anyway, this deck, sorry for the little grumble there. Look, it's a fun deck, as long as my opponents don't take too long, but the Chiatsu, whenever you take a knockout for it, it's a lot of fun. I don't believe I won a game when I was recording gameplay for this video, but it's still a fun deck because it's shenanigans. It's very much a meme deck, and you could just, it's a kind of deck you just probably play 20 games or something till you get a game where it all comes together, right? And I'm not going to do that. So it's fun when it comes together. The other way to play the deck is with the Dusknoir line, because with the Dusclops, right, that's the stage 1. It does 50 damage, so you can finish it off the next turn. The problem with that is you're a turn behind. You're you attack, and then you don't get the knockout till your following turn. So your opponent really controls the game. So I don't think that has much potential with that strategy, but maybe it's better. Let me know if you think it is. And obviously this deck is a bit of a struggle. It's fun, but look, before when the Spicy Season Curry was in format, this deck would have been a lot better. It would have been a lot easier to get the knockouts, so could give it a try and expand it, because there's some more things to get those special conditions happening, and that's a big plus there. So I might try to take a look at the deck and expand. If you have thoughts on that, let me know in the comments below. Anyway, take care, have some fun, and play some Pokemon.